The map pack, the Google My Business profile. This is a really important part of your marketing funnel. So when someone searches you, how you show up online is important. When people are looking for service providers or they're looking for something on Amazon, they're reading reviews and they're looking at location. So when you're thinking about your GMB, those are the two big things. Where's our physical location? Are we near our customer? Google cares a lot about that. And in fact, results go down for how you show up inside that map pack, even LSAs, if you're even more than a mile away from your target customer. So we talk a lot about how physical location is less of a cost analysis and much more of a marketing and recruitment decision. And this is a big part of why. So your Google My Business, wherever it's physically located, you are going to drive most of your traffic within 1 mile of that location. So think very hard about where you're placing your Google My Business and where you're placing your business itself, because you will drive most of your traffic within 1 mile of that location. Now, I know a lot of contractors and home service entrepreneurs that place their locations in cheap spots, maybe less than desirable neighborhoods, high crime rate, people that potentially cannot afford their services, but they're doing it because the square footage is cheap. But most of the leads that they're going to drive are within 1 mile of that location. Very important. Think hard on that, because physical location is a recruitment and a marketing decision, not a cost decision. The second one is reviews. Reviews matter a lot. People read them like crazy. So you don't need to have a perfect 5-star. Some people are really worked up about that. I don't personally think you need a perfect 5-star, but you need a good one. If you have below a 4.5, if I'm looking at a restaurant and they have below 4.5, I'm a little thrown off. And it's the same when I'm looking for a service provider. If I see a perfect 5, I honestly kind of think something's weird. And if I see below 4.5, I think that's a little weird. I think a sweet spot's 4.8, 4.9. You have mostly good service, but you're also a real company and you've got some flaws. And maybe those flaws are good things for people to know. Many of our reviews talk about our pricing. We're one of the more expensive service providers in our market, and we're not ashamed about that. That's something that we are grateful that we're able to be expensive. Basically, we want to provide good service. We want to be able to provide good jobs and make a real impact on our community, and that costs money. Now, some people expect to pay $20 or pay $19.90 or $19.60 prices for service, and we're just not the company that can provide that for them, and that's okay. So those are most of our negative reviews, our pricing. Fortunately, we still have a 4.8 or a 4.9 depending on which Google My Business location we're at, but reviews matter. Now, quantities of reviews also matters. People won't often tell you that, but it really does. If you have under 100 reviews, frankly, I don't think you're a real business. I'm like, they're just getting started. They're sort of figuring it out. If you have under 500, I'd say you're a small business. You know, you're starting to get your stuff together. You're figuring it out. If you have over 1,000, I think you're a big business. So I think you have your stuff together. I know you're probably going to deliver on whatever it is that you're promising me. You're probably going to care about customer experience, and that's going to be at the forefront of the conversation. So that's usually who I choose when I go out and I'm looking for service providers. Is they don't necessarily need to have the most, because the most reviews might mean the most expensive. That's how people think about that. So you don't need to have the most, but you do need to have a lot. And your number of reviews does give a signal as well as what's your rating. So work hard on that. So those are the two big things with Google My Business locations. Physically, where is that location? That matters a lot. Most of your leads are going to be within 1 mile of that location. And 2, what's your review situation look like? Do you have under 100? Get it over 100. LSAs doesn't work very well under 100 reviews. Do you have under 500? Okay, you're a small business. Maybe let's still get bigger. If you have over 1,000, the market's going to have expectations of you. They're going to expect you to be a big business with good customer service, clean, wear your floor savers every time you walk in the house, put down drop cloths. They're going to have high expectations of you because other people have said you do a good job. So know that going into it. That's the Google My Business profile. Really important part of how you show up.